it's Cloudy. How are you all? Today we're doing our new Manga Mondays video, and this week's theme is going to be stories with a bit of a darker plot twist to them. So I came up with this idea because I was just kind of looking around for something different. Recently, for the past few videos, we've been doing some really light stuff. I've been throwing in some random stuff, so I kind of wanted to draw it back to a main theme. And so today's video is going to introduce 4 different series. I've read all of them and I'm really impressed with all of them, so I hope you guys enjoy them today. The first series I have today is called Another. Another is about a boy who wakes up in the infirmary, ends up going back to school, and the thing with the school is that there was a girl murdered in the classroom and for some reason she reappears. So Another is like a really psychological horror kind of series. If you've watched the first episode, it definitely sets the tone like right away. Even when you get really like regular high school scenes, it's a lot more somber, it's a little bit creepy. So Another is a really great story. I know the plot like twists and turns, and some people are reading manga and then some people just watch the anime, so they're a little bit different, but I think that both styles of art are pretty similar. And I think Another is just a really great horror psychological kind of series, so definitely give that a try. The second one I wanted to talk about is a bit more on the kingdom plot fantasy dark side. It's called Akame Ga Kill, and there is a new anime adaptation coming out in the summer season, so I'll be definitely checking that out because I was recommended to read Akame Ga Kill by my really good friend, the Hero Kid, and I love the series so much. It's so amazing. I got into it right away. If you guys are into stories where like there are corrupt kingdoms and they're just this really awesome kick-ass team of like Avengers fighting to rid the kingdom of corruption, you'll really like this series. Initially I thought that the series was going to take a really like cheesy term to like superheroes or just like these assassins. The assassins themselves call themselves murderers. Even though they're doing this for justice, they're not necessarily calling themselves like superheroes, or they don't really imagine themselves as like saviors. Rather, they just want to rid the world and the kingdom of the corruption that's within it. There's a lot of like really awesome action scene, very shonen, but I actually found myself really liking the characters. All the characters are super unique. They all have their own backstory. You get the sense that they're all really well-rounded, and it's just a lot of really great pacing. The pacing isn't too fast, not too slow. I just really like Akame Ga Kill. I'm really hooked on the story. I'm not all caught up with the manga yet, but I will definitely be reading more of that, and I'm gonna try and get to like all 50 chapters, or at least the 50 chapters that are out before I start watching the anime. Third series I wanted to talk about is more for you shoujo viewers. If you guys are fans of like Alice in Wonderland, this story is kind of like Alice in Wonderland with a twist. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and it's called Pandora Hearts. So basically there's this boy named Oz at this coming of age ceremony that he has. He ends up being cast into the Abyss. The Abyss is pretty hard to explain. It's not an underworld, it's not like a demonic world, but these things called chains live there, and chains kind of like prey on people's emotions, or if you make a contract with a chain, sooner or later it'll eat your soul, something like that. Pandora Hearts is a very distinct kind of world. The anime came out and they totally like changed up the ending, which is horrible, but if you guys read the manga, it's still ongoing. We're at a very pivotal point in the manga right now, and it's just a really exciting, really awesome series. I absolutely love Pandora Hearts. Even if you're not usually into like shoujo, the plot and the story, everything is like pretty dark and fair game. So I feel like it's one of those stories that are kind of sitting on the line between shoujo and shonen. You can definitely check out Pandora Hearts, and I think if you're a fan of like mystery kind of fantasy stuff, I think you'll like it. And finally, the last series I want to talk about is a manga series, again in the psychological kind of horror category. It's called Pupa. If you guys were following one of the, I believe it was a winter season. It was either winter season or fall season. And Pupa is basically about these 2 siblings who end up caught in a virus. And the virus affects both of them differently, but the whole story is centered around how this virus is like spreading. So for Yume, the younger sister, the virus ends up making her turn into this like crazy mutated creature monster kind of thing. And for Utsusum, the older brother, even though the virus doesn't physically affect him, it does make him immune to like physical attacks and just a lot stronger in general. There is a little bit of cannibalism in it, but I think if you can kind of overlook the intense gore and blood, it's really cool to see how the story progresses psychologically. The anime wasn't as good just because it was capped off at 4 minutes per episode, and you really only got like snippets, even like vignettes of how the plot was, versus when you read the manga, you're getting like the full storyline, and you get a bit more of like the supporting characters that only really appear for like 1 or 2 shots. One of the most interesting characters is Maria in the manga. She's one of the investigators and like researchers for this virus, and she ends up like recruiting Utsutsu just to kind of observe him. It's really dark, but for some reason I got really hooked on it. Like, I'm not usually into gore and blood and stuff, but I found Pupa a really interesting storyline. I don't even know why, but I just ended up sitting there and reading like all the chapters all at once. Actually, all of the manga I've mentioned today, you could probably sit down and read like 50 chapters at once. They all have that sort of driving plot that you want to keep following and keep following and keep following. Not all of it is suspenseful, but a lot of it is mystery, and you have a lot of questions at the beginning of the premise set, which is why you keep reading, and there's that incentive to keep following the story. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Some of you guys might be jumping around this video. It's a little bit shorter than usual. I'm trying to cut down on how I talk and to talk not as excessively. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Also, let me know in the comments what you guys are reading this week. I might check that out, put it in a new Manga Mondays video. If you guys like this, don't forget to hit like or subscribe, and I will have a new video out very soon. Bye!